Well, one aspect of lockdown that many folks are finding distressing is the question of how do I exercise? How do I stop my body from, on one hand, returning to mush, and on the other hand, expanding in girth, shall we say? Well, fortunately, the government allows one form of outdoor exercise per day. Yes, you need to be on your own. Yes, you can't travel very far to get it. But as of now, this is still an option. Now, over the weekend, the authorities were a bit concerned that crowds might abuse this rule and descend upon parks and seaside resorts with it being the Easter holiday. Now, this didn't occur, but there were some news stories surfacing concerning how some local councils taped up their park benches to avoid folks overstaying their welcome. Pictures of this were on the TV, and it was from Clapham Common in southwest London. Now, this is all understandable, but when I watched this report, I was concerned for those who perhaps aren't as fit or as young as they once were, and who like having a little rest sometime during their morning walk. Some can maybe only walk so far before needing to take the pressure off their legs and then to fill their lungs again with air. But we all need to be able to rest once in a while, don't we? Well, in Matthew 11, the Lord Jesus invites his weary listeners to rest, to lay down their burdens in him. He says this, he says, "Come to me, all who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest. Take my yoke upon you. Let me teach you, because I am humble and gentle at heart, and you will find rest for your souls. For my yoke is easy to bear, and the burden I give you is light." Now, isn't the simplicity of Jesus' promise of rest and peace refreshing? I mean, Christ doesn't offer us a fourfold path to peace-giving enlightenment like Buddha. He doesn't even lay out 5 pillars of peace through submission, as Islam does. It doesn't even promote a 10 ways to relieve your weariness course, which we as pragmatic 21st century folks are so drawn to. No, unique to anyone else in human history, Jesus offers himself as a solution to all that burdens us. "Come to me," says Jesus, "and that which weighs you down will be relieved." So what does coming to Jesus mean? Well, when we read the context of this promise, it becomes very, very clear. You see, before Jesus made this statement, he rebuked cities in which he performed miracles but didn't believe him. And then following this promise, he rebukes religious leaders who saw his miraculous works, which demonstrated who he was, but yet they still refused to follow him. So when Jesus said, "Come to me," I suggest he's saying, believe in who I claim to be, and therefore what I am able to do for you. And then your burdened soul will find rest. Jesus wants our souls resting in the promise of his care and his love for his children. "Come to me," he says, "cast your anxieties on me, for I care for you," as 1 Peter 5 verse 7 says. "Trust in me with all your heart, and do not lean on your own understanding," as the writer of the Proverbs tells us, "and you will find rest for your souls." Now, when Jesus mentions yoke, he is not speaking of the wee yellow bit in the middle of an egg. No, he's not. He's talking about the heavy wooden harness that would fit over the shoulders of an ox. It's a monstrous item that weighs the beast down and restricts its movements. So perhaps Jesus is saying that sin, maybe man-made religion, or the weariness that comes from searching for God, is like this. That stuff is a heavy, uncomfortable burden which presses down upon all of our bodies and spirits. And Jesus is saying that a relationship with him is not at all like that. You see, on the cross, there is, as it were, a yoke exchange. Jesus takes the unbearably heavy yoke of sin's curse and offers us in exchange the easy yoke and light burden of simply trusting him. He does all the work and gives us all the rest. And all we do is to trust him and follow him. You know, back in the 5th century, Augustine, who was the church's preeminent theologian, once famously wrote this. He said, "My heart is restless till it finds its rest in you." Jesus promises to bear our burdens, to give us relief, to give us rest. And here's the thing: no council or governing body can place him out of bounds for you. I pray that you find that rest and relief today. Now, just as I was sitting down with about, I think, my 35th coffee this morning, there was a news report on BBC News 24 about a choir. It was the NHS Lanarkshire's virtual choir, and they were recording an old song written by Bill Withers, who died last week. You know, I'm sure, it's called "Lean on Me." And it's not a Christian song, I know that, but the lyrics fit nicely with Jesus' invitation to come and to find rest in him. Listen to this. You remember, I'm sure. Just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'll understand. We all need somebody to lean on. Lean on me when you're not strong, and I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. For it won't be long till I'm going to need somebody to lean on. Jesus said, "Come to me, all who are weary and carry heavy burdens, and I will give you rest." He's saying, come, lean on me. Friends, if you have any needs that we as a church might help you with, and we'd love for you to come and to lean on us as well. Do contact me by phone or by email, anything at all. We would love to hear from you. We'd love to minister the love of Christ to you. See you again tomorrow.